morning. Today is Saturday the 24th of February and I sort of decided out of the blue that I really wanted to try and do a 10k weekend. Not a 10k day, I can't do that, but a 10k weekend. And I thought I would attempt it this weekend in particular because I don't have any plans and my husband's not there for all of today or tomorrow. So all I have to do is, as far as responsibilities go, is walk my dog. So we're gonna do that first. I'm gonna walk the beast and then I will come back and then I will get my first coffee of the day because it's impossible to walk him and have a coffee in hand. So I'm gonna be a little bit on edge until I get my first coffee of the day and then I can finally decide to write 5k today, hopefully. Loungewear is on. I'm back from my walk. I am gonna make my coffee and then I'm gonna start writing. I might take you downstairs with me to make my coffee. My coffee, I need to get off YouTube, and I have my document open at the right page. So I have just done 1,000 words already for the day, which I'm very happy with. Yeah, it's gonna say 1,000, yay! So it's 12:15 and 12:17 now, and I've just reached my first 1,000 words of the day. I'm pretty fucking pumped because I did it in 2 quite short sprints. Like, I actually wrote 500 words within the first 20 minutes, and then I did another sprint of 20 minutes and wrote another 500 words. So 1,000, and it's still morning technically because I'm not gonna have lunch straight away. I think I'm gonna get myself another coffee. I'm not hungry yet, and I feel like I'm still in the mood, you know, like I'm still right now pumped by writing these words so I could go on and continue before I take a break. So I will do maybe another 30 to 40 minutes or so, and then I will get lunch, and then I will do the afternoon sprint. Okay, so it's still like 12:34. I haven't written much more, but I just thought I should report on the status of where I'm at. So why do I want to do a 10k weekend this weekend? Because a couple of weeks ago, I suddenly had a bunch of inspiration for Space Princess Project, which has currently changed titles because the first book in the series, I think I'm going to call Starcatcher. So in Starcatcher, it's going to be weird. I don't know if I'm going to keep calling it that. I might change my mind, but for now that's the name. I suddenly had a lot of inspiration to write the outline for the end, and I wrote an 8k outline, 8,000 words of outline for Act 2B and Act 3. And my 2 main characters are at different stages within their beat sheet. So what I was currently writing this morning was Morgan's Dark Night of the Soul, and I have just finished that passage now, so I feel like that's why I'm sort of reporting on where I'm at in the status of the different scenes and the different beats. So my next step is I'm still within the bad guys close-in for Orion, and then once I'm done with that, I will have I will go back to Morgan's POV, and I will do Morgan's Dark Knight Epiphany. So his epiphany within the Dark Knight of the Soul. And then after that I have Orion's All Is Lost, etc. So she's a couple steps behind Morgan. Making this outline finally helped me figure out how, like, the fact that they were staggered when it comes to their beat sheet and where each of them came one after the other. So right now, I'm very happy that I have finally finished writing Morgan's Dark Knight of the Soul, and then I'm jumping back into the middle of the bad guys close-in for Orion, and I'm very, very close to her All Is Lost, which is going to be sort of really fun to write. Like, I have such great ideas for it that I think it's going to be fucking fun for me to write. So it is 12:55. I have just finished the latest sprint. I didn't write as much this time around. I wrote 375 words, so I'm at 1,300, almost 1,400 words for the morning, and I have just launched another sprint on the Discord, but 30 minutes long, a little bit longer, to make lunch. So it is now 2 p.m. I finished my lunch. I finished uploading a video about naming, you know, giving book titles to your novels, naming your novels, and it was like a chatty piece that I literally filmed on a whim last night and edited last night straight after and uploaded today. So I've just done that, so I still feel a little bit productive even though all I did was uploading a video and eating lunch. Now I'm gonna get back into writing. So I'm currently sitting at 1,300 words and my goal is to get 5k today so that I can get 10k over the weekend. And if I get more than 5k, fucking great, that'd be lovely. Coffee number 3. It's 2:50 right now and I have so far written 2,266 words. Pretty happy with where I'm at, but mostly another beat, another point that I've just reached. Orion's bad guys close-in has just finished. I mean, there's going to be a little bit more for in the next POV chapter of hers, but it'll just be the beginning and then the rest will be her All Is Lost moment, pretty much. So essentially, I've reached a very important point in her story and I'm putting the brakes on it so that I can get back to Morgan and write his Dark Knight Epiphany, which might be 1 or 2 chapters, I'm not sure exactly. It's obviously the Epiphany in the Dark Knight of the Soul is meant to be, I think, only one scene, I might be wrong, but this is more about the characters telling him some stuff and him slowly realizing something. So I don't know yet whether this is going to be in quick succession or if it's going to take a little bit longer, and that's going to make it change size essentially, and I'll see whether I need 1 or 2 chapters for it, because I'm trying to keep all of my chapters are about between 1,000 words and 2,500 words. I know that doesn't matter and it will change anyway when I do revisions, but it just helps my brain to know this and that this is working that way. So I might take a very short break of 7 minutes or so. The sprint technically is not finished on Discord, but I'm just going to stop here before I start the new chapter because Jess is streaming at 3, so in 7 minutes, and I'm gonna switch over to YouTube to do my sprints so that I can follow along on her stream instead of doing them on Discord. But I'm really happy with my progress so far. I'm almost like halfway through my goal for the day and it's only like 3 p.m. and again, I'm more of like an evening writer usually, so I'm definitely gonna be doing more this afternoon, and then tonight I might be able to get more words than 5,000 for today, which would be great because then if something happens tomorrow, then I don't have to stress about it. And if not, then I can write more than 10k. My goal of 10k is sort of, it's just because I like to have a number to follow and to try to get to, like a target. But technically, the goal for me is more to have as much as possible of my outline written in the manuscript. So it's more about that and reaching that point than it is about the 10k itself, if that makes sense. It is 4 in the afternoon. There's 3 minutes left on this timer on this stream, and I have now reached 3,182 words. So I'm feeling pretty happy for 4 p.m. That's pretty damn good. And I'm almost done with this scene and this chapter that I'm writing. That is Morgan's Dark Knight Epiphany, which I think will end up being 1 chapter. I would say I still probably have like 500, 600 words maybe left to write in it. So I'm doing good progress in there. Then essentially I'm gonna have to write Orion's All Is Lost, which is gonna be a long ass scene. Because I'm gonna have a bit of a battle happening. There's a fight scene coming up, and then Morgan's break into 3. So I'm thinking by the end of today I want to be finished with the first part that brings me to Orion's Dark Night of the Soul. So Orion's Dark Night of the Soul starts in part 2 of my little plan. So I want to be done with Morgan's break into 3 essentially, so that I can get into his act 3 tomorrow. That's the plan. It is now 4:47. The sprint is still going. There's still like 80 minutes of it, but I've just reached 3,777 words. That's highly specific, but essentially I've just reached the end of Morgan's chapter where he has his Dark Knight Epiphany, and it's perfection. I'm so happy with it. I'm so happy with the last sentence in it, and I'm just really, really excited to get back into his POV next. But right now I need to get back into Orion's POV because Orion is entering her All Is Lost moment. I can't wait to get into it. So that's what I'm going to be writing next, but because I finished like at a certain point and it is close to dinner time for the little pooch down here who has decided to chew on something next to me. I hope you can't hear it. I'm gonna go take him out, do the evening walk with him and everything. So that's done, and then I can get back into writing in like hopefully 15 minutes or so. The all khaki outfit, literally just different shades of khaki green. Made it back with 2 minutes 30 seconds to spare. Look at that. Good job, baby. Good job. It is now 6 o'clock, so it is dark outside. Well, it's 6:12, and I have now reached 4,680 words. So I'm so close to getting 5k for the day, and it's only like 6 o'clock, so I feel like I can definitely get more today. But I am feeling pretty good about my progress because, more importantly, once again, it's not so much the word count, but where I'm getting at in the story. And I am in the middle of the battle scene that my main character Orion is in right before she hits her All Is Lost. And I'm about to do the All Is Lost. Like, it's happening right now. Like, the last sentences are leading to it right now. So I'm feeling very excited. Not to torture my characters, but you know, it's an important scene, it's a big one, and I'm just really excited about what it means and how it's gonna play out. So I think this might be what my next 400 words to hit the 5k are gonna be about. It's gonna be about finishing this scene, and then once I'm done with that, I can get into Morgan's break into 3. I'm taking a very, very quick break from this writing sprint to let you know that I have just hit 5k. So I've just done my initial goal for today, and like, even if I were to stop now, I would have written 5,000 words today. Like, that's fucking fantastic. I'm really, really happy with that. So I'm still in the middle of this All Is Lost scene. The betrayals become clear, and now the loss of someone important is about to happen, so it's like hit after hit after. It's 6:45 and I have already put in motion dinner as well, so I'm not too worried about making dinner for later. So I think once I have finished this print, I'll get on to having dinner, and I'll take a proper little break. Maybe I'll watch the Avatar series at the same time as I eat or something, and then I'll get back into it probably at like 8:30 or something. So I'm giving myself like an hour and a half to have dinner, etc. is 8:09 and I have just finished having dinner, and I watched a little bit of the first episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live action series on Netflix, and I don't think I'm gonna continue watching it. Like, I'm not saying it's horrible, but it's just, I expected better, and everything feels a bit stiff. Like, the dialogues or the acting, I'm not quite sure which one it is, feels very stiff and fake, and like I'm watching people in a play at the theater rather than a TV show that's trying to make me think this is real. So it doesn't feel realistic, and the costumes feel costumey, and the sets feel like sets. Like, nothing feels real. It all feels very fake. So I'm not really liking it so far. Anyway, back to writing mode. I'm currently sitting on 5,485 words, so I'm gonna continue writing a little bit more. I'll probably get to 6k at least. It is 9:26 and I have just reached 7k for the day, and I've just finished the last chapter that I needed to finish in order to finish that section that I was talking about, the Act 2B for the overarching plot. We're still in Act 2B, but we've just reached Act 3 for Morgan, specifically for his arc. So my next chapter is going to be Orion's Dark Night of the Soul. I think it'll be a fairly short chapter because it'll be a lot of her waking up from consciousness and realizing certain things that have happened and mourning the loss of certain things and everything. So I'm just not sure how long I can make that, and I don't want to make it too boring either, but not much will happen in that chapter. It's going to be more of an introspective chapter since it's a Dark Night of the Soul. And then I will get after that into Morgan's gathering of his team so that he is fully into his Act 3 now. So yeah, I'm excited to get into these chapters, but I also sort of feel like I might have burned out all of my creativity for the day. So I think I'll stop here because it's 9:30. I've got 7k under my belt now for the weekend already. If I do approximately the same amount tomorrow, I would be probably at 15k by the end of the day. If I decide to take it into a lighter day and do other stuff, because I have a lot of other things that I want to do in general, then I might end up doing just 10k and doing something else the rest of my day. I'm not sure yet. I don't know what the plan is going to be, but I'm certain of succeeding now because I'm so close to getting 10k, so feeling pretty good about myself and about this goal. Also tomorrow, Anne-Sophie is doing a 10k day on her channel. She does Sunday 10ks every now and then, I think, and when I saw that I was like, oh, are you doing it tomorrow? Because I'm doing a 10k weekend. She was like, yeah, do you want to co-host at some point? So I might jump into that stream and co-host for a little bit, and I might do that as soon as I'm done with the dog walk so that I can jump straight back into writing, because that'll be quite good for me. Good morning. It's too early, but I gotta go take care of the dog. Very good boy. So today is a little bit less khaki. I've got a bit of red, and I'm going to put on these shorter wellies, which are very dirty, from Merry People, because I'm going to a smaller park. There isn't as much high mud as in the other one. And with the barber jacket and the shoes on, dog walking outfit. Am I right? Good boy. Boo.
Hi! Welcome to the stream! I'm so happy to see both of you. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Do you guys want to do intros?
I guess we could. Zaya, if you go first.
Hi, I am Malin. I try, as you can see, and today I'm trying to achieve the 10K over the weekend, which I will do because I'm at 7K from yesterday, so I'm like almost there.
Thank you both for being here.
I still have 0 words because we've been chatting for ages, but now I'm gonna go get some writing done, and I'm almost finished with my coffee as well, so I'll do some writing, get a second coffee, and then get back on stream. It is now 11:40 and I have reached 1,170 words for today. So my total for the weekend at the moment is 8,182 words, which I'm pretty chuffed about. I'm doing pretty good. And I've just finished another beat in my beat sheet. So I have just finished the Dark Night of the Soul for Orion, her wallowing for a whole ass scene, and her realizing that her situation is not great right now and that she's fucked. But my next scene is going to be Morgan's gathering of his team, so I'm excited to do that, and essentially he's also gonna like be caught up to what's going on with Orion based on some footage that they find, so I'm also excited to write that. So I think it's gonna be a slightly longer scene than the one I've just written for Orion. But yeah, I'm feeling good about where I'm at because I just feel like I'm moving forward in the beat sheet, in my outline, and that's all I really wanted, was to feel that I'm making progress and not just I'm writing words. Because at some point I felt like I was like, okay, I've got so many words but I have no idea where I'm at, and I just don't feel like I've made any genuine progress. It's just words for words. While now I feel like every single scene hits an important moment and is like essential to the beat sheet and is essentially like making me progress towards the end. So I'm very excited about this. I have dropped off from Anne's stream for now because my family wanted to do a call soon and I need to soon take care of taking a shower. I might do some grocery shopping because I'm missing some ingredients, get lunch, all of those chores, and potentially play with the dog outside because my walk was shorter. It's a smaller park type of walk rather than big forest and everything. So usually I play with him at lunchtime in the garden, and it is actually sunny right now, so I feel like now would be the right time. It is now 1:30. I have done nothing in terms of my writing since the last time I caught up, but I went grocery shopping, made lunch, and had a family call. So I've done all of my chores and sort of like the things I had to do. So I'm ready to write again. I did want to take a shower, but I think I'll do that a little bit later because I just feel so unproductive right now because it's already midday. I've already had lunch and I'm still at only 1,266 words, which is so much less than I had yesterday, even though this morning I was back so much earlier from the dog walk and everything. So I feel like I have accomplished nothing. Which is not true. So there's a sprint going on right now, still on Anne's stream. There's only about like 12 minutes left, so I'm gonna join right now and try to get some words in before the end of it. And then I think in the next sprint I will go make myself another coffee and everything and get back into it. Okay, it is now 2:20. I have rejoined the stream and I have now just reached 2,000 words for the day. I'm at 2,079, and that means I've reached 9,000 words for the weekend, so I'm very close to my goal of 10K, and I'm actually having a lot more fun writing the scene that I'm writing right now. I expected it to be boring because I was like, I read my bullet points from my outline and I was like, this scene is meant to be Morgan sort of launching the plan, where he's like gathering the team. So it's that part of his finale. So after his Dark Night of the Soul epiphany moment, he's now got a new plan in mind, and he's basically gonna tell everyone of his crew, you don't have to be in, like you're probably gonna die on this mission, so you decide whether you want to stay or not. And they're all sort of like, obviously we're staying, are you fucking dumb, we're not gonna leave you alone. And it's like a bit of an emotional moment as well because it's sort of getting him back into the motion of like, I'm not alone, and I have like this crew that is my family, and I'm just loving this moment. And it's actually a lot more fun to write because I'm including everyone on the crew for once, which is a lot more people than I've included so far. Like, there are some people that we've seen very briefly in one scene or another, and then some people that have been mentioned. Like, there's a second officer, she's in one scene, and then there's a deck cadet who's like a lot younger than the rest of the crew, who is just mentioned at some point and he's not actually seen. So both of them are in this scene as well. There's also a chief cook who is potentially a main character in a future book. I haven't decided yet, but essentially he is only in one scene as well so far. So having all of those characters brought together right now for them to have the plan explained to them and to be like, do you want in or do you want out? is actually a lot more fun than I expected. So I'm enjoying myself. We are still in this print, but I've just reached 3,234 words, which brings me to a total of 10,245 words for the weekend so far. Yes. And it also brings me to over 90k in the manuscript overall, so pretty chuffed about that. It is 4:35 and I have just reached 10k for the weekend. A little bit later than I anticipated. I really thought I was going to get this done sooner, but to be honest, I've just been having too much fun chatting away in the stream instead of writing. While yesterday when I started working on this, I was just doing sprints in the Discord, so it was literally like 5-minute break, 25-minute sprint, 5-minute break, 25-minute sprint, over and over again. So it was much faster progress, to be honest. But this is more fun, so I'm enjoying both ways. And I did reach my first goal anyway, so I'm pretty happy with this. It is still early enough that I do want to write more, and I also really want to finish at the very least this chapter that I'm in, because I'm quite close to the end of it and it's an important scene. Once again, I feel like every single scene is important right now, which is technically how an overall book should be. All the scenes should be important. But yeah, I'm very happy with my progress. I still have not showered. My hair is just getting worse by the minute, and my dog is currently staring at me. I'm not looking at him because he's gonna know I'm talking about him if I do. He's staring at me because he wants me to feed him now. I did technically do it around this time yesterday, but normally we do feed him later than this. So I'm gonna wait a little bit so that I can say goodbye in the stream, because now that I've reached 10k, I'm gonna take a little break from writing and I think I'll take him out at that time. Clearly, I have walked the dog and taken a shower. I'm just gonna get myself a little bit more ready to get back into writing, but the stream is still going and is going for 10 whole hours. So I'm just gonna join back in the chat and try to get some more words in. It is 6:30 and I am now at 11,100 words, and I have finished that scene from Morgan's POV that I wanted to do, so I'm feeling really good about where I'm at right now. I'm still excited to get into the next scene, so I'm gonna keep going. This one might end up being a long one, or maybe once again I've just written a lot in my bullet points, but the scene itself is not going to take that long to actually make them happen, so I don't know yet. But I am excited once again to get into it, because my main character, Orion, is getting finally a confrontation with one of the biggest villains in the story, and she's gonna realize some stuff, and he's essentially going to accidentally give her reason for her Dark Night of the Soul epiphany moment. So the moment that she's gonna get out of her Dark Night of the Soul and realizes that things can get better because this and this and that he will accidentally say without realizing he's giving her hints as to a brighter future than where she's in right now. Alright, let me get back to writing. Now that I've finished Morgan's chapter, I'm gonna try to get through some of Orion's chapter. just while I still have that motivation, but I just don't know yet how long I'm gonna keep it up for, because at some point I'm just gonna go make my dinner and then maybe I'll stop after dinner. Sort of what I did yesterday. It is 7:40 and I've just reached 5,000 words for the day, so 12,000 in total for the weekend. I'm a little bit red in the face, sorry. I've been putting dinner in the oven and turning on the grill because I'm making meatballs with tomato sauce and rice, and I like to grill the meatballs both sides before cooking them in the oven for 10 minutes afterwards. So I've just been prepping this and I'm gonna eat as soon as I'm done here. It's almost ready, and I'm just really happy with this weekend overall. I think I'm gonna stop here. I'm not sure whether I'll pick it back up. If I do, I'll talk to you guys again. If not, then I guess this is goodbye. Where am I at in the overarching outline? I stopped in the middle of Orion's POV when she is being sort of getting a slight villain monologue, I want to say. It's more complex than that. It also brings me to 92,900 words in my manuscript. I'm so close to 100k and I'm not yet at Orion's break into 3, so I still have a whole act 3 to write after that. I'm almost there though. I would say probably it will take me to 100k when I reach this last point before I've broken my steps into Act 3. So when I get to start Act 3, I will probably be at 100k in my manuscript. And then I think Act 3 is actually going to be quite fast-paced. So I'm not sure if it's going to be a little bit less long than the rest. And technically I'm already in Morgan's Act 3. It's just the overarching plot and Orion's plot are not there yet. I'm gonna stop talking about details of the structure and I'm gonna go get my dinner, and I think I'll stop here. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment down below. That always helps me know that you guys enjoy this kind of video. And if you do, consider subscribing to my channel as well. That generally helps me. I'm very close to 1k, and I would love to see you guys follow me on this platform. Ring that bell, all that jazz, and see you guys in the next one.